Dude, Conan, before you finish your bone to pick, Conan is a guy who I'm very nervous that, like, because he's really not out there as much as I believe he deserves to be, for how funny he is. I think if you go around and ask, like, the younger generation, they would be like, I don't know anything about Conan O'Brien. Meanwhile, I think he was, like, the funniest out of all of them.
Yeah.
He got so boned by NBC. Like, I bet people don't even know about the Leno and Conan and having, like, Leno just come back and take it from him and then him getting fucked. But when Conan was at his peak, oh, my God, that show. I never really cared for any of those late night shows, but Conan's.
Yeah.
Remember when
Dude, his Hot Ones is amazing.
Is it? I'm sure. I mean, he's just one of the funniest guys ever, but we don't.
He's also just, like, he's very interesting. He's very...
Yes.
Like, he actually said something in it.
He went to, like, Harvard, right?
Yeah.
He's very smart, very funny.
But he's
not a bonehead.
Sean Evans asked him, like, if you had to create a curriculum for a comedy course, what book would you have on it? And
That's a good question.
And he's like, read widely, read everything. He's like, everything's funny. And,
You
like,
can find humor in all
it.
It
Actually kind of, like, had me be like, stop being a funny snob about stuff sometimes, and just like.
Well, that's what I liked about him is, like, do you remember when they merged with whatever channel it was? So we had the Walker Texas Ranger handle.
Yeah.
They were just like our channels merged with USA, so we now have access to all of the Walker Texas Ranger clips we ever want. And you pull the lever, and they would just play a ridiculous clip. And then, like, even Triumph the Comic Dog talking about For Me to Poop On is like, this is not brilliant, but it was always so fucking funny.
Yeah, he's like the Old Testament's funny, the New Testament's funny, Chaucer's funny, Mad Magazine's funny. He's like, it's all fucking funny.
Yeah.
And then when I was sick, this is after what happened when I was like, oh yeah, I got a bone pick with Kevin. I started watching because I put in full movie on YouTube and a lot of Adam Sandler movies popped up, and I started watching like Adam Sandler like Netflix movies. Dying laughing. Dude, I'd never seen The Do-Over. That movie's fucking hysterical.
That's a good one.
I watched Just Go With It with the one with Brooklyn Decker. Hysterical. It could have been swayed by my fever dream.
I was going to say, you were not being a movie snob. You're not being a funny snob in those moments. No. You let it rip. But wait, what's your bone to pick with me about?
But so after Conan's Hot Ones, YouTube just did like the autoplay, and I watched a few Hot Ones, but at some point, it might have been right after, it might have been later, Matt Damon's Hot Ones came on, and I watched that. He's great. I love Matt Damon. I'm a huge Matt Damon fan. Huge Ben Affleck fan. Huge Good Will Hunting fan. And in fact, I watched that on the flight over, and that reminded me of when there was a guest on the show because I was sitting next to you, and the guest agreed with you and was like, "Yeah." Where does it say that they stole Good Will Hunting?
I think it's just like an internet rumor.
Yeah, because then I was sick, so I was like, oh yeah, Matt Damon. Oh yeah, didn't they steal Good Will Hunting? What the fuck was that? So I looked it up. I think people just
you're telling me internet rumors weren't true. I think the general theory for some reason is that the fact that they never did anything ever again. People are like, you guys wrote one script and won an Oscar.
But that's such a bad argument. Like, they became movie stars. They became the biggest movie stars in the world.
Yeah, but they never wrote anything again.
Yeah, well, they were busy being movie stars.
Yeah, that is true. It's like, why would I write this show and I go be the leading man?
I'm going to keep doing the leading man one where I make $30 million rather than fucking write the whole thing and make 30 grand.
And I guess this article says there's some MIT guy.
Yeah, I read this article. There's an MIT guy who says
he stole from him.
He says, I one time said there should be a movie about a smart janitor. Like, he didn't write Good Will Hunting, dude.
Right. That's inventing the Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read though because I went to research it, and it was this was like a Barstool article was the first thing that popped up, and there really wasn't anything else after. There's like some people are like, well, Gus Van Sant helped. Well, yeah, I'm sure the director helped with the script.
Probably.
That makes.
Well, speaking of Conan, there was
and I'm sure they got help, but like that doesn't mean you didn't write the fucking movie.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Sometimes the tinfoil hat, sometimes
like those are like two of my favorite actors.
You took that one to heart,
and I was like, "What the fuck? They stole the fucking movie!" And
bro, it's so funny to think about how many other things maybe John's been took to heart that I was just absolutely babbling bullshit.
Well, again, I don't know who our guest was, and they're like, "Yeah." And like you guys were both so sure. I was like, "Fuck, I didn't know they stole the movie. That's crazy."
I mean, that's fucking podcasting for you right there.